What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to, well, almost game day, because we do play Lazio tomorrow. Do my preview later today, but we do have a problem. Thiago Motta has a problem, and the problem is, well, the players are dropping like flies at this moment in time, and it's not looking good, and it's not looking like it will get better anytime soon. No. That being said, there are no excuses. We are entering a very important stage of the season with 7 games where it's gonna tell us a lot about this team. Even with the injuries, it's gonna kind of direct us in a way where we can come out of those 7 games and say, you know what, we are for real, or we can do something, not what we may potentially have hoped for this season, or we can sit back and be like, whew, we're still far off. That's what the next 7 games are gonna tell us. However, we start with Lazio, and we already have an issue with Lazio, and we need to address that first before we actually can move to Stuttgart. Before we do that, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about, well, the problems, the worries, the issues. Okay, so the international break is over, finally. Probably one of the longest international breaks ever, in my opinion. It felt like it took ages before it was over, but it's finally over for the next 7 games, for the next, I don't know, month and a week or so. We can enjoy some real football, and it starts with Lazio at home. A game that usually is no problem for us. You know, we beat Lazio at home any given day of the week for the last, I don't know, 12 years. In the cup, in the league, it doesn't matter. We beat them at home. And usually, not usually, I think every single time I'm going into that game, and even the first 10 minutes, I'm like, yeah, it's a win. Even if it's 0-0, I'm like, it's a win. We're going to win this game. And I think everybody's a little bit scared now because of our home record this season. One win, 3 draws. And, you know, the Cagliari performance towards the end. To end it off, wasn't all that good, you know, the way it ended. And you come off against a Lazio team who don't have the best of squads in terms of quality, however, are doing very well right now at this moment in time. And you have a lot of issues with your squad, you know. Bremer, we know he's out, and so that's that. But you have no Koopmeiners, and the news is that he's probably not even gonna be back for Inter. So it's not just Lazio, but you also have the Stuttgart game and the Inter game without Koopmeiners, which is a massive blow for Thiago Motta. Even if you don't think Koopmeiners has been playing great, whatever, I thought he was playing better and better every single week. For Motta, he's a very important player for what he wants to do, and now we need to do without him for the next 3 massive games. Actually, big games. Stuttgart is going to be tough. It's going to be tougher than PSV. I know somebody in the comments, and it's not to call you out, I do read the comments. I've just been very busy, so I couldn't respond to all of them. We'll be picking it up this week again. However, I think Stuttgart will be a more tougher team to beat than PSV at home, because PSV were extremely naive after conceding that first goal. Stuttgart is not going to be that. Lazio and Inter away is going to be tough, you know, and that's not all of it, because McKennie is out, who was an important player for Thiago Motta, and he's probably not going to be back for Stuttgart as well. Gonzalez may not be back for the Inter. Let's say he will not be back. If he sits on the bench, he's not fit to start. You do not have Conceição. So there are a lot of issues in the squad, and I think we have options. However, you know, the options are, well, Locatelli, and you bench him for 2 games straight. So, like, what is that about? You know, that's one. You have Fagioli, who comes off a fantastic Leipzig game, an okay game against Cagliari, and then you're looking at Douglas Luiz, who had a horror week, you know, where everything that could go wrong went wrong. And it cost us a game as well. It cost us 3 points. So now you need to rely on these players in key games, in key positions, where it's like, okay, are you actually 100% convinced about these players? And, you know, Douglas Luiz hasn't shown enough to say, yeah, it's cool, you know, play Douglas Luiz. We know his qualities, we know what he can do, but based on what he has shown us, it's not a given to just insert Douglas Luiz and be like, it will just be fine. Right now, with the evidence we have, I'm gonna say, well, it won't be fine. We just need to keep it honest and we need to keep it real. So that being said, we have problems. I still trust Motta to find solutions to beat Lazio, to beat Stuttgart, to not go to Inter and be embarrassed and get embarrassed and actually do something and come out of that game with something positive. I trust Motta because so far he has earned my trust. Because how many times did he put out a lineup and me and a lot of you were like, ugh, not so sure about those decisions, and it turned out to be great decisions, or it turned out to be a good decision, it turned out to work, it turned out not to be a disaster like a lot of us potentially had in our mind when those lineups came out, when those lineups got announced pre-game. So Motta has that trust, but missing these players, I get it. It's a massive issue. It is a massive issue. But I don't want to give him a free pass to say, well, if you lose games now, a couple of games, it's because of the injuries. I don't want to do that because injuries are part of the game and you need to find solutions. If he doesn't find a solution for Bremer for the entirety of the season because, Gatti will pick up a niggle or Kalulu will pick up a niggle, I cannot really blame him. I'm like, that's a tough loss. Losing Bremer for an entire season, I don't expect you to fix it with the current players you have. If you do, amazing. But I'm realistic to say, well, you need some help in January, probably. You need some help. However, when it comes to missing a midfielder here and there, I cannot say, well, it can fall apart right now. I can't. You need to find a way to make it work. You need to find a solution. You need to convince the players, motivate the players to step in, take on that role, and deliver performances worthy of Juve and worthy to continue the stretch we're on right now. That's what I'm trying to say. So we have problems. It is tough. But it is what it is right now. Just take it game by game. Find a way to beat Lazio. Then you think about Stuttgart and then Inter. Because that's the next 7 games, obviously. But the next 7 days, the next week is going to be intenseful. It's going to be nerve-wracking. It's going to be like you need to play high-quality football the next 7 days. You need to play high-quality football to beat Lazio at home, to beat Stuttgart, and potentially beat Inter. Like, high-quality football is needed. It's not easy. Especially, it's not easy because we're still looking who are the best players. What are you going to do with Juve now? Is he going to replace Koopmeiners? Who are you going to slot in? That's up to you. That's up to the players. However, it's a big test. It is a big test. So, excited, slightly worried about in terms of we might not have enough in games right now to make changes because, well, what we're going to put out there is what we're going to put out there. You don't have a mechanic coming off the bench. You don't have a Koopmeiners on the bench or a Gonzalez. You don't even have a Conceição against Lazio. So you need to deal with all these things, and it will take away quality 100%. I think that speaks for himself. However, long season, so you need the help of all these players. You talked about it. Well, now these players are going to need the help, and hopefully they're convinced about it, and hopefully they're all motivated and have the confidence to step in. So let me know. Are you worried about the issues right now with the injuries, or are you 100% behind Motta finding a solution to deal with it? Let me know in the comments. Like the video, subscribe, and I will speak to you guys later tonight for a live preview.